All right, guys, I gave a little preview of a cool book I just got from my friend, Johnny Washishko. He is a pro strongman and an old friend. We competed against each other in the 1995 Teenage Mr. New Jersey. And years ago, I saw the book Heavy Duty on his at his gym inside like a milk crate, and I wanted it so bad. And I bugged him about it. He finally caved in. So I'm going to showcase the book Heavy Duty, and I'm going to go through kind of what I learned to do in my early years, the mistakes I made, what I think you should do to actually get bigger, to get stronger. And that's it, guys. This video is brought to you by Sorenex.com. And if you're a strength coach, make sure you head on over to sspcoach.com. See our new strength and conditioning certification. That's the Strength and Sport Performance Coach certification. If you're here on YouTube, the links are below. So I want you to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment or ask me a question. Now let's get into this book. It's awesome. Here we go. This is the book that Johnny gave me, Heavy Duty by Mike Mentzer. He also gave me this book, the Nautilus Bodybuilding book, which is pretty cool. I'm going to get into that later. This is a book I recommended to the certified SSP coaches, Sport Specific Speed, the system. This was written in 2001 by Vern Gambetta and Gary Winkler. Excellent book on speed. So we're going to put this stuff away, and we're going to take a look inside the book, Heavy Duty. So I'm going to flip open to the first page I've got noted. And I remember coming across photos in Flex magazine of Mike Mentzer and his brother Ray Mentzer. And I saw these guys and I was like, holy damn. These guys look like they're carved from granite. They're jacked. Book's falling apart a little bit, but that's okay. It happens. So seeing this and not really having knowledge of steroids or whatever they did, early days growth hormone, it just kind of sold me on this style of training. Heavy duty, one set to failure, but I think I took it a bit too far, which we're going to tackle when we start getting into some of these other pages. This photo right here was one of the first photos that really blew my mind. And there were multiple photos from this, I guess, workout. And you have Casey Viator here. You have, I think this is Mike right here. And that's his brother Ray spotting him, or vice versa. But Mike was bigger. And I remember just like looking at his forearms and his arms, and I was just like, holy crap, look at the size of these guys. They could destroy people. And just, this was inspiring. And you can see this is the original Gold's Gym. Boom, you can see them out on this original Nautilus machine, which many of us had. If you are 45 or older, your weight room had a Nautilus machine with the bench, military press, leg extension, and leg press. You can see the size of Big Mike here. My buddy Jim Steele told me he saw him at the University of Maryland when he was doing a strength clinic or a bodybuilding clinic. He's like, man, he had veins all over. This dude was New Jack City. And it's interesting here talking about stuff like the pre-stretch, which is like exercises that stretch. So it would be things like, preacher curls, dumbbell flies, dumbbell pullovers, exercises that stretch the muscle. Then you went into a heavy lift, and I actually followed that as a young kid, which is not ideal for size or strength. Pre-exhaustion I did a ton of, which was horrible. Side raises followed by shoulder presses, which means nothing when you're doing side raises with 15 pounds and you're natural. So here would be a sample routine that I followed as a kid. Dumbbell flies to failure on the incline, and then you would do incline presses with a bar, dumbbell, Smith machine. So I would do like a light, medium, and then a heavy all-out set. Side raises with 15 pounds. Then I would maybe do a barbell press with 65 pounds. I was so weak. Triceps would be some sort of a push down, and then I would do dips. Lats, I didn't really know how to do pullovers yet, so I would do the palms up lat pull downs and then barbell row. And everything was one set. Leg extension, always I did that, especially if I had a training partner, because I would do leg extensions with the stack and then do like 5, 6, 7, 8 drop sets to make somebody be unable to walk and then see if they could squat. I would try to destroy my training partners. So you could see super brief training. They somewhat had Dorian Yates doing this. This book was written in 1993, which is when Dorian Yates, I think, won his, maybe his first Mr. Olympia. See Mike Mentzer here. And Dorian, see if we could pull up a photo of him. Man, when I saw Dorian, after he gained size from training less, I was sold. And I kind of outlined that program in my Gladiator program. But he was, you know, he took second in the Mr. Olympia. Then he stepped away for a year, and he was a monster. He gained some like 15, 20 pounds. This photo of Casey Viator was always like, it's amazing. As a kid, you just thought you can look like this, you know, not knowing, you know, special vitamins that you had to take. But can you get jacked and ripped naturally? Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me go back here to that last page. The last page. Look at how all gyms had these water fountains, standing calf raises. Mike Mentzer had some massive calves. You can just see the size of his upper back here. Some people actually do shrugs from here. They're called Heiss shrugs, named after J.C. Heiss. And these guys were from Pennsylvania, by the way. So Mike was bigger, you could see, than Ray. And ironically, Mike had a heart attack. I believe he was in his late 50s. And then not some 2 or 3 days later, Ray Mentzer had a heart attack. Pretty crazy. Favorable genetics. Individual potential. And then there was something really interesting. I don't recall exactly where it is in the book. I'm going to see if I could find it. Pretty cool how he talks about the role of values. Mike was a very philosophical guy. Look at the size of him here. Jeez. And I'm going to find it. Okay, so here it is. Number 7, forced reps and negatives can be beneficial, but only when used on an occasional basis. I did these every workout, drop sets, forced reps, negatives, everything. I tried to destroy myself. Here's what I wanted you to see. Number 10, train for strength. This is stuff that wasn't written about in the magazines, I'll be honest with you. They spoke about squeezing and pumping up the muscles. Remember, if you want to get bigger, you have to get stronger. For many, strength increases precede size increases. So guys, I believe that there is some volume needed to gain size. When I was a kid, I was so fired up seeing Mike Mentzer. I was trying to do this like pre-exhaustion crap. You've got to do squatting, bent over row, pull-ups, push-ups, farmer walks, overhead presses with barbells, dumbbells, tricep extensions. And I see that, you know, the athletes I train, and when we train for performance, they build a amazing physique. And so you will not gain size if you're only chasing the pump. You need to move some weight. And so I was kind of, as they say, like the horse was going one way, the carriage was being pulled the other way. I was training for wrestling, but I loved bodybuilding so much that I copied this style of training because there was no sport performance information available. I don't know, I don't recall seeing any of that stuff. Maybe I saw it and just glanced over it, because when you're looking at, you know, a cover like this, something like that catches your eye and you're like, damn, I want to be the Hulk like that. And this probably all started from when I was a kid, watching the Hulk on TV, you know, in kindergarten. So we're talking like 1980, and seeing Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk. He was massive. And something about that grasped my attention, and I chased it. So that's it, guys. Not so much a review of the heavy duty book, but an inside look on heavy duty. I also did a podcast back in the day with Play called Iron Roots. So if you go on YouTube or go on zachevanesh.com, use the search button. You can type in Mike Mentzer, Iron Roots, and you'll see the video, which is awesome. You're going to love it. Make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, drop me a comment or a question. And if you're a strength coach, get to sspcoach.com. My next certification is at Sorenex headquarters, August 13th and 14th. After that, these things are going to be very limited, maybe twice a year, but they will not be just showing up. You're going to have to go through the online course and the exam first, then do the in-person cert. So if you're flying the flag and representing, you've got to be great. That's all I want to be associated with. Talk to you guys later. Hit the links below.